probably, Osama, how are we going to get into the next presentation and then have a discussion on both these products that are available, and states can review and discuss how they would want to maybe mainstream these into their regular program, put this in the PIP, in the time for
we can
PIP is also coming.
we can have few discussion points at the moment also.
Yeah.
That what do you think about it? How it can be integrated? Where do you see that?
You want to use this one?
Yeah.
Will this work or no, it's working.
Okay.
Will this work or not? How do you also see that it has relevance in other departments apart from health? Do you think it will work in education also?
Yes.
Will it work in WCD per se, health per se? I mean, how do you think? So these are some of the points maybe you can reflect upon.
Yeah. Topics were given there, so they can they know which all topics are covered. So according to the topics, they can find the relevant piece for their department. Like there are some on child protection, so whether like education or other departments they would want to use.
Yeah, so one is the medium. Medium is audio visual.
Yeah.
That's number one. The second is the content. The content could be sector-wise. It could be education. It could be awareness-driven. It could be a content which can teach, learn, and so on and so forth. And third is how does it fit into the medium that that people carry, which is mobile or tablet or a feature phone or smartphone or TV or whatever. That's the way it is. It has to be seen. Yes.
What is the duration of the video?
From 8 to 13 minutes, depends, yeah.
Can we see one of the videos now?
Is it possible?
Video, I can show you a video, not the movie. Movie episodes, do we have it uploaded?
Doesn't matter, just the video. It doesn't.
Video I can show maybe. I should have an episode on my laptop, so I'll try and show you.
One thing which is our observation is that, and most of you are from the field, is that audio visual is the medium that everybody loves. There is no doubt about it. They like to, and that's the reason why TV basically gone very fast, penetrated, because it's audio visual. And the second I see is that most of us think that what people need, we should give them.
Yes.
And in that need, entertainment never comes in our mind that they need most. Because as easily it is available to the people who are in urban India, it is not available in rural India, the entertainment. So audiovisual also as an entertainment driven content makes a lot of sense. There is no doubt about it. The only thing is, I have seen youth watching video on mobile on SD cards, but I don't know how popular it will be or a medium it is for the women. Because women are always the second choice of mobile availability, and if you think of entertainment being watched by a woman, it will be seen as, I would say, too many questions even in rural India. That's my perception. Yeah.
I think, my perspective, instead of just focusing on rural areas for these kind of videos, we can set them viral on YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, not only for rural, but for urban people also. Because I believe such kind of videos, if we show to our generation as well as to everyone, including urban, including rural, it would be good for all. These are generating awareness only. It's not just we focus on rural, but for everyone. So we can set these up on YouTube. We can put them on WhatsApp also, since WhatsApp is the major media transferring which can be used. So just one small suggestion.
So basically the target should not be isolated only to rural. Even in the urban area we should look at. And why not? Because even in urban areas, if you look at the low strata group and lots of slums and the villages in the urban areas are huge population. In fact, that's where the huge population are, and they can easily consume these information. The only is, I don't know from the social media perspective whether that would be the right medium for them, but since it is available, there is no harm in making them available on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And it is available, I think, on YouTube.
Yes, it is available.
Yeah, it is available.
In fact, all the films done by UNICEF on different topics are available.
In fact, just to give you an example, UNICEF had done the serial first that they were mentioning. It was with PFI, right? Public
This was done with Doorshan and Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health. So we are associated now with PFI, which is Population Foundation of India, and they had created one huge TV serial called "Main Kuch Bhi Kar Sakti Hoon." It is very woman centric and very empowering, and all the messaging from health to women empowerment to is embedded into the story. So it is hidden, but it is embedded into the story. So now what we are doing, what we are doing with them is that we are taking those serial through social media and through those centers in rural India which is already existing. So basically breaking them into different parts, like mobisodes, like social media episodes, like jingles, like small Twitter stories based on that. We are doing that. So that certainly is something that we can look at. My only worry is that these can be a success story in one way. I don't know whether it is the real solution of the entire need of solving health issues or health problems, at a PHC level, CHC level, or SHC level or not. That's my bigger question here is that what do you see that it can be, it can be thought about that how it can be integrated for the need at that level. Do you think audiovisual is the right medium? That.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Sri Krishna. I'm UNICEF State Consultant for Newborn Health. I just take 2 minutes to share some experience based on a specific point which you made. We have newborn stabilization units. These are small newborn units which are based in area hospitals and CHCs. I have one in Parvatipuram, which is a tribal SNCU, and it takes me 5 hours from Vizag to reach. But then we had challenges in setting these up. In the sense, they would quickly refer a baby who has a small problem down. And we realized that investing in the infrastructure hasn't made a big difference. Even skill building hasn't. What they need is actually a hand-holding support, if not on a daily basis, on a periodical basis. So what I tried was, the medical officer there had a smartphone, and we tried having Skype first, so that if he had a problem with any baby, sometimes all he needed was just reassurance. And we tried to connect the medical officer of the CHC with the assistant professor of medical college on Skype. This was just on a trial basis. And then we realized that out of 10 babies he was referring, he could keep at least 1 or 2. And those babies, he could actually discharge from his hospital in the tribal place itself. Therefore, I feel, apart from the audiovisual itself, connectivity is another medium which you could use to connect to the appropriate person at the appropriate time. There are lots of other confounding things which we are able to address. Then I feel we'll be able to meet the need in tribal places, in CHCs and the small area hospitals as well. And I think we're also taking this forward in a newborn QI project in Nalgonda, where we're trying to teach the area hospital staff nurses webisodes and also e-learning package which AIMS has developed. We're trying to pilot that in the state as well. So I think once we have some experience from that, we'll be able to share that.
Excellent, thank you for this point because we were discussing this yesterday. This was a discussion on having some wireless connectivity and doctor may not be able to reach every spot, but at least that reassurance through some connectivity.
Connectivity certainly is a serious issue and serious need, especially because of the lack of road connectivity, people's willingness to go to rural areas to serve them, especially among the doctor, health service providers and all that. So that said, and also more than 70-80% of the issues related to health are preventive rather than curative, you know. But all the planning takes place in such a way that, you know, curative is the serious issue, and therefore, you know, we have to think of hospital, we have to think of bed, we have to think of x-rays and, you know, all those things, and that really hampers the one that we can do easily with a very little connectivity also. Yeah, I'll come to you.
I am Dr. Arpit Awasthi from Integrated SC and HI batch from PHFI, Public Health Foundation of India. As sir discussed just now that it's about the information to the right person at right time at right place. So health informatics is all about that only. So we are working on a project over icon-based pregnancy risk scoring. So we have come up with some pregnancy risk scores, and we are developing an application to come up with the pregnant woman who is on more risk. So we can focus more on them, that who are at more risk. Suppose someone is pregnant and also diabetic, then she is at more risk, and we are developing such applications over there. And there is one more project, Saurabh is working over it, is related to IMCI.
Good morning to all. I am trying to develop an electronic algorithm which has been given by the UNICEF in a manual booklet. So I am trying to put that into an electronic platform where you can easily diagnose and refer the patient or the child for the treatment part. So my area, project area is electronic version of IMCA. So maybe we can integrate that education part into that thing. So if a person or healthcare worker is diagnosing children, so they can also educate the women who are at their home how to treat the child, or how to take care of the child, how to do the breastfeeding if the patient, what are the symptoms, as per that she can give the treatment by herself, not going to the doctor. Or as well as said, the connectivity is the major issue. So we are focusing over that, how to give the diagnosis and the treatment part at the home.
Thank you. You're also from PHFI?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Dr. Himanshu Sharma. I am right now working on developing semi-automated school health systems. Actually, right now, a school health project which was initially started by NRHM in India. Before, it was just a one-day affair. Most of the time, once a year, they used to have this, they are running projects in Rajasthan, UP and several other districts. But the problem is the information is not being updated time by time. Like the dissemination of the information by the PHCs sometimes does not go up to the level of the CHC. So most of the time, the people who really need the treatment at the tertiary level may not be having it. So the information must be constantly updated, as in the in Mobisource, like you said. The issue which I am seeing is how the content is being constantly updated and disseminated time by time. So these are some issues on which we are working upon. Thank you.
Good morning. Whatever you have shown is wonderful, the entire motive of it. The only thing I was interested in knowing is there will be continuous upgradation of the content that has been shown, like while you were explaining, you said some new vaccination has come in. And seeing the reach that this would be having, how do you plan to ensure that it reaches everyone? And what would be the timeline for that? Because you're putting something onto the electric card or memory card, right? So what is the timeline, or what would be the process for that? Everyone is uniformly getting the same content at the same point of time.
For IPC videos, what we have done, especially in Karnataka, which is currently ongoing, and especially for the high priority districts under RNNCH plus A program, I think most of us would be familiar with it. So Karnataka has 8 high priority districts where there is more intensive programming for mother and child and reproductive and adolescent health related issues. So there we are training ASHA workers. Department is going to roll it out. So we have supported, we have provided the content to them. We have provided the technical support in training the ASHAs, and then they are planning to roll it out in those districts. So maybe some budget for hiring a TV DVD, but if we are able to give them mobisodes and if they can find maybe maybe ANM probably will have a smartphone which can run a video also, then that will make the lives easier. But that's how we are not going to do it directly, implement it directly. UNICEF cannot do, but through the government only. And that is something, your question is very valid, and we are seeking responses. So that is why we made this presentation, so that if the group finds, and especially the health team, they find that this tool is relevant, can be used, and it may be other departments also, because there are other issues also covered in this. Then they can suggest a plan of action. How would they want to take it forward? We are also going to be approaching the PIP time very soon. They will be writing their PIP. So do they want to create space for this tool also into the PIP, keep some budget, and at what level they want to take it forward? Do they want to do it maybe in a few districts initially and see, and then take it to other districts? So that is something that we can reflect upon as a group. That was the entire purpose of showing this. That tool is available. How you want to use it, you suggest. But this is how we are doing in Karnataka. Karnataka, they have already taken it up. Not mobisodes, the IPC videos.
Good morning to all of you. So this is Mohammad Arif Ali from NIC. So we are already, we have got this project which has, as you are mentioning, government has got several schemes for women and child, especially in the health sector and the women and child department. Both are supporting several government schemes. We have already have a huge database of MCTS, Mother and Child Tracking System, which everyone is aware. So using that, first women pregnancy, early days of pregnancy, they will get registered, and then immunization process takes care and alerts will be generated through that system. But here in AP and Telangana, what we are doing is, we have roped in women and child, apart from health department, women and child development department as well, where under ICDS, some food supply chain management is there. So they will supply food to the malnutrition women and children. So that also we have computerized, and we have already a mobile-based application is developed. Like when what is their need, they will indent through the mobiles, and the supply chain, when the material is shifted, like food supply. So when it is going to reach, whether it is on holiday or early hours of the day, the alert goes to the ANM so that they can be available there to take the delivery of that items, because these items will be otherwise all the way, if it is going from a rural place, if nobody is there to receive that items, then it gets delayed to move further to next station, etc. So like that we have got all these things, and we can empower. We are already doing empowering ANMs and ASHA workers also through government. If in our program also, if you can help out something, it will be good.
In the capacity building.
Yes, capacity building.
So the issue of updating videos. So Ms. Kaur here had a suggestion about WhatsApp groups. So we can create groups of 400 people, and if you can start building these groups ground up, so basically 100 ASHA workers and then a couple of head workers and then that hierarchy. And whenever you have updated information, you just publish that video on top of the hierarchy, and then people take those links and it goes down, right down. So yes, you need internet connectivity to see those videos, but at least somebody at some level gets that information. So you have updated information at one place in your YouTube channel, that trickles down. So, and WhatsApp has about 70 million active users in November in India. 70 million, that's 7 crore active users in November. We are growing at about monthly rate of about 20% month on month active user base. That's going to be big.
We have disaggregated data for rural and urban.
WhatsApp disaggregated data for, I can give you for tier 2, tier 3 cities versus tier 1 cities. Tier 2, tier 3 cities is about 50%. So what that means is that there are about 50 towns, 50 cities in tier 1 and about 7,800 cities, tier 2, tier 3 put together. So that 7,800 account for about 50% of those 7 crores, at least. So there must be some rural users, but I have no idea. So at least 3 crore users in the month of November in about 7,500 cities in India. That can be a good start. So that was a good suggestion actually.
So shall we move on to the next presentation?
Yes. In fact, this is a very good idea of working on it from the SAT perspective, because everybody works in the making groups at a ground level, SHG making and all that. So if you
Just follow the same formula and create groups and then make the group as a member and then one person take responsibility to disseminate, then it can have like 10 SHG groups, one disseminator,
Groups
then all.
actually are in place, and then
Yeah.
there are like, yes, and
Yeah.
then we have multi-level views,
And even-
multi-level, yeah.
Even one person or two people have smartphone in that group, they can do a group listening, they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the group listening also, group watching, and then
That's
have
how
a
search
discussion.
actually works. So when I was talking to Infotrak yesterday, that's how they build those hierarchies. So you have the ground level intelligence solving with people. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So just one last piece because I don't want to, I thought that those recommendations are really interesting and it might be useful because one area is the means to communicate, and I think these are great ideas. But also at one point, Seema, if we look also at the content, if there's a group that will manage the content. So in fact, if you look at a structure, one is the whole issue of this for the platform, but the whole issue of the content that can be programmed. Say if for the whole of November, it's all about diarrhea. So the episodes has been programmed for diarrhea. I think there's also a possibility to program the whole content for the year, and then that will be managed by another subject matter specialists. So I think it's shaping up, and I think that's really an interesting initiative.